Hi everyone. Today I want to show you how to do a print and cut calibration on the brand new Cricut Explore 5. This will probably be the same on the other bigger machines once everything's been updated. It's actually really easy and it only takes a few seconds. So you're going to go into Design Space and you're going to make sure you have the proper machine selected. And in my case, you can see my Explorer 5 is up here. And then you're going to go up and you're going to click on your name and you're going to go to Settings. And then you're going to go to Machines, and you're going to click over here where it says Calibrate or Machine Calibration. And then we're going to tell it Print and Cut. That's the only calibration you have for the Explorer series. And then I'm going to send it to my printer. This usually only takes a minute to print. Okay, my page is printed. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm going to hit the Continue button, and it's telling me to put it on my mat and then go on to the next step. So now I'm going to switch you over so you can see the steps from here. Okay, so as you can see, my page is printed. And what you get is just a little square with your 4 registration corners, and you have a little triangle up here in the corner. That little triangle is telling you it needs to go on your mat in the upper left corner. Let's peel off our carrier sheet. Actually, I'm going to flip my mat around. And I tend to come into my grid just a very tiny bit up off of this edge, both at the top and the bottom. Make sure I'm smoothed down real good. And I'm going to hit Continue on the computer, and it's telling me to put my sheet on the mat, which I did. And then it wants me to make sure that my fine point blade is in, and then load my mat. So I like to come in with my mat with the back end of the mat held up just a little bit. Hang on, let me scoot you guys so you can see it. Okay, there you go. I hold the back end of my mat up at a little bit of an angle, and I push it right up against the rollers, and then I'll hit the play button, and once it grabs it, I'll let go. Now it's going to scan all of our corners to make sure that it knows where our box is. And then it's going to cut the center out of that square. Okay, now Design Space is telling me to remove that little square that it just cut out of the center. So I'm going to grab my tweezers and remove it just like it said. That piece is gone now. And then I hit Continue on my screen again, and it's going to go back and finish the calibration. Now it's going to scan the opening from where I peeled out this little piece. Okay, and then I'm telling it to unload the mat on the screen. Now what should happen when I peel this off is that it left this black square, but I should not see the black square on my paper anymore. And I don't. That is very well centered. So that means that when I do my stickers, they should be amazing. Okay, now let's go back to Design Space and set up our stickers, and we'll get those printed too. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through the steps of using the new guided flow for stickers and labels. That's this button right here. We're going to click that. Now what that should do is that should open up your design canvas with a guide in place. So I want to do, what do I want to do? I'm going to do custom, and then it's going to say my printable material size is 8.5 by 11. And you will need to use the Cricut branded printable materials, or at least you need to use those in your settings when you do this, because that's the only thing the sticker maker works with is the Cricut printable products. Okay, so then we clicked create, and now what you see on the screen, this grid right here is showing you exactly what you have for a printable area, and it will use almost all of your paper. So now let's go over into images and let's pick some, let's try some balloon animals. I saw some really cute ones in here the other day. Oh, these are super cute. Okay, so I'm going to add, let's see, I'm going to add several of these, and then we'll have to size them and sort them and make them all fit. Oh, that one's super cute. Okay, let's stop there for a second. Okay, so this one is saying it's about 2 inches square. I think I want to go just a little bit smaller, like about 1 3/4 inches. And then I'll do the same thing for the rest of these. We'll make these about the same size. And I'm going to go for height here. So I'm going to go about 1 3/4 inches for the height. And then I'm going to do that on this one. Okay, so I'm just going to keep making these about the right height. We're probably going to need a lot more. Oh, actually, all right, when you're adding these, you're going to have this little band down here that's got some options. You can throw them in the trash or duplicate, or you can edit sticker. You're going to want to click on edit sticker and then go over here to the side, and you can choose whether if you're going to do a kiss cut or a die cut. In my case, I want these to be die cut. I do not want a border. So I'm going to turn the border off, and I also don't want the easy peel edge. Actually, I changed my mind. Let's do a border, and we're going to do a white border, and we're going to make it thin. Okay, and then I should be good there. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on the others. I'm going to change my border to thin and make it die cut and no easy peel edge. And I'm going to shrink that one up. This one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do thin, die cut. So you can even mix and match here. So you could have some of them that are kiss cut and some that are die cut. And then let's shrink this one. Oops. And then change our border to thin and die cut. Doing this, I'll get a lot more of them on here. So let me change all of these over to thin and die cut. Let's shrink that one the rest of the way. Okay, now I need to do the same thing with these first three that I started with because I forgot to change the border size and make them die cut. Okay, that fixed that one. Die cut, thin border. We'll turn off the easy peel. Thin border, die cut, and turn off the easy peel. Okay. Now, once you open it, this little panel over here will stay open until you close it. So now we can start. Actually, I think I want to put this one up here just because it's so big. All right, now we're going to take this one and we're going to angle him a little bit. Let's see if we can scoot him up a little bit higher. And right now, the little pink lines you see, those are the snap to align lines, and they're actually kind of interfering with what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to go up here and click on my name, and I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to click on canvas, and this snap to align over here, I'm going to turn that to no to make that go away so it stops trying to snap these into a position, aligning it with the others that are up there. I want to flip this one. Let's flip this one. And then oh, no, that didn't help. We will flip him back. Oops. And I didn't get him straight because I wasn't holding my shift key. Okay. And then we're just going to keep doing this until we have filled up our space. Now you guys can do this any way you want. This is just kind of how I usually set mine up. I just try to fit as many as I can in there. Okay, now I'm going to go back over to images because I obviously have room for quite a bit more. Let's see, I have the bow. We can do a rainbow. Let's see, what does this look like? Okay, I think I'm going to do that too. I'm going to use this one to fill in some of the skinny spaces. We can do a purple unicorn. And we can do this one. Okay. Now I'm going to open the edit sticker back up, die cut, change my border to thin, and turn off easy peel. And then we'll shrink this one back up. And you can move stuff off of your mat. You can just throw it over here, and that'll get it out of your way while you're doing this so that you can have an easier time getting them set up without all this stuff being in the way. Turn off my easy peel edge. Bring my size down. Scoot it over. And this one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to change that border to thin. Die cut. Take the easy peel off. Border thin. Die cut. Easy peel off. Oh, that one's still just a little bit big. And actually, let me see. I think I want to use this one because I've got this space right here and it's going to be hard to get something in there. And I certainly don't want to waste it. Now, these are obviously going to look all cattywampus on this screen. But because they're going to be die cut, they're all going to be just separate stickers anyway. All right, let's see. We have room for some more. Let's add. Oh, you know what I don't have? I don't have a red one over there. I think there's one. Okay, now we'll fix this one. Thin border, die cut. Okay, we'll make this one fit. Oops. Well, that one's a little uncooperative. Let's see if we can flip him over and maybe. Okay, that actually helped. Okay, now I kind of like these. So I'm going to I'm going to hold my command key. I'm on a Mac, so for me it's command. For you guys, it would be control. And I believe shift also works. I'm going to grab these 4 top stickers. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to duplicate those. Oops. I'm going to go grab them again. I'm going to drag those down here and I'm going to flip them upside down because they were in a pretty good position to use up this bottom area. So I'm going to do that again. Okay. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with this section. I'm going to grab each one of these while holding down my key. I'm going to duplicate, and then I'm going to drag them down, and I'm going to flip them over. Now these I might have to finesse a little bit because I have this little guy kind of in the way over here. Okay, those look pretty well lined up. So let me take this one. And let's see if we can make this one fit just a little bit better. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to duplicate this one. And this may end up being too small to really be a good sticker, but I'm going to go ahead and put one over here anyway and use up the space. And then I think I'm going to duplicate it one more time. I'm going to try for right here. We're going to angle it and make it a little bit smaller until it'll kind of fit in that opening. Preferably without touching anything else. Okay, and I can move this down a little bit. Okay, there. I've used up most of my page. Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm just going to grab a heart shape. This is something I like to do anytime I happen to be playing with stickers and I need to fill up some extra space. I'll make a die peel and I will turn off the easy peel edge. And then I'm going to make it whatever size I need to go like right here. And then I will change the color to, let's see, let's go with red. Okay, that worked perfect. Now I'm going to duplicate that because I have another hole. It's quite a bit smaller, but I can put another one right here. And I can duplicate that. And I can put another one right here. So you can see what I'm doing. You can kind of fill up all of your little nooks and crannies if you just keep adding small stuff. So now let's just say I'm good with this. I'm happy with the way it's set up, so I'm going to continue. So now I'm going to go over here to make it. Oh, and I'm going to save this project. I don't want to lose that. We're going to call it Balloon Animals. And then I'm going to save that. That was a lot of work. I would hate to have lost that. Now, this is going to take a minute because there was a lot of shapes on that page. So as you can see, it looks like it's all going to fit. And then we're going to hit continue. And it's going to send to my printer and print off. And I will be back and I will show you it printed out and show you it getting cut. Okay, our page printed. And as you can see, they turned out looking great. Okay, so now I'm going to put them on my mat. And again, you have that same arrow so you don't accidentally put it on your mat upside down or sideways. Okay, and I'm going to use my brayer to make sure this is stuck really good. This is a well-used mat right now, so it's not super sticky anymore. Okay, and then in design space, I'm going to choose printable vinyl white green liner printing and get it going. And again, like I said, hold up the back end of your mat, push it under the guides, and push the play button. And I will turn you guys a bit. Okay, there you go. And off it goes. If I can figure out how, I'll probably fast forward this section of the video because this is probably going to take it a minute to cut all these out. There's a lot of stickers here. But it is moving along pretty quickly. almost done. And there we go. And then we're going to hit the unload button. Looky there, all finished. Now we just peel these off right after I square you guys back up. There we go. Now I'm going to peel this a little bit slow because I don't want to accidentally tear a sticker. But it looks like it cut them out beautifully. There you go, guys. It did an amazing job cutting those out. Now, I will also share a link to this project at the bottom of the video and in the groups when I get it all finished up and put in there. So you guys can make these too if you want to. And I hope you enjoyed and learned something, and happy crafting!